Our next presenter is Dr. Nancy Williams. Dr. Nancy says her mission is to move humanity one step closer to the kingdom of God, naturally, through the physical body, spiritually through the soul, bridging the gap between ministry and holistic living. Who is Dr. Nancy of Dr. Nancy's Body Soul Essentials? A holistic doctor, educator, author, radio personality. She says you shape your own quality of life. No doctor, lawyer, or teacher has the impact on your life that you do. No one. That's what Dr. Nancy teaches men, women, and audiences across the country about the effects of overcoming stress, seeking self-awareness, freedom from sickness, and creating a pathway to discover your true purpose. Dr. Nancy's journey to wellness led her through the very trials she sees in many of those she advises. As the first African-American woman certified as an air traffic control specialist at the nation's busiest airport in Atlanta, she worked grueling hours. As the pace of work took its toll on her, she noticed the effects her co-workers demonstrated as well, from chronic illness to life-threatening diseases that eventually claimed lives. She knew the common denominator was stress, and she refused to allow it to claim her life as well. Dr. Nancy addresses audiences across the country about the effects of stress on one's overall well-being and the importance of holistic living, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, environmentally, socially, and more. A doctor of holistic ministry, a certified natural health and lifestyle professional, and a certified life coach and nutritionist, she is the author of CALM, C-A-L-M, Workplace Stress Reduction Workbook, editor of Dr. Nancy's Body Soul Essentials, all-natural rub-on herbal medicine ointments, and organizer of the Veterans in Pain Project, helping veterans relieve their daily pain. She is a lot of things to a lot of people. Here to tell us more is Dr. Nancy Williams.
Good afternoon.
It's good to be here. One, because I graduated from this university about 9-10 years ago, and also have one of the students that will be graduating that I referred here this Thursday. So it's an honor to be here on her behalf as well. And there's 2 more to follow her. So it's an honor. I love being here, and I thank Dr. Masters, Dr. Caldwell, and you, the university, because it's an honor to open our minds and consciousness. So I just want to share a few things today, because I want to hopefully save you a little time. I know most times we're searching for purpose. What is my purpose? What am I to do? How am I to do it? And all of that. I just want to say one thing. What is purpose and why is it necessary? Purpose is what you make purposeful every single day in your life. It can be a mother and a father. It can be a fireman. It can be a doctor, a lawyer, an educator. It is whatever you put in the forefront. All things are purposeful if it leads you to love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faith, gentleness, self-control. Do y'all know what that is? The fruit of the Holy Spirit. So that's why I want to share this with you, because it doesn't matter what you do. You can be a street sweeper like my mentor, Dr. Martin Luther King, said. So you can do, as long as you have these fruits, you're being purposeful, because we have to reach people on many, many levels. And that's what we're here to do. So I want to take you through a little bit of what purpose means to me, and hopefully it'll be able to help you today. Purpose. What are you passionate about? Webster says a strong liking or desire for devotion to some activity or object, or desire or deep interest, an intense driving or overmastering feeling and conviction. And Les Brown says, you got to be hungry. And let me say this. I know, looking at each and every one of you, and each and every one of you being here, you've had a calling. and you've answered the call. So you give yourself a hand, because you answering the call is a step in that direction to live out your purpose in life. So the you in purpose, what do you do that sets you apart? What is it you do? What is it that you specialize in? What is it that's been called in you? The answer's in you. It's a quality being the only one of its kind, or having no like or equal. We are all different, and you have a role. Each and every one of us plays a role in this world. We're all connected, and as we come around, we connect each other, and we keep doing our things so we can all meet up like today. ID, who you are and what you do. Your fingerprint. The earth has an ID fingerprint, which is this. But you also have a mind print. And like many of the other speakers today have mentioned about changing different things about us and becoming our higher self and living in our purpose, you have to change it. And it's part of the mind print, and it's part of the light that's in the kingdom of God. So you kind of come full circle. I've come full circle because my foundation is very biblical. And so I teach from a biblical and metaphysical place, because you need both of them. And so you're here learning from many different people who are giving you many different modalities. And those modalities are very important, because those are the things that are leading you to your path. But the ultimate place that you're wanting to go is to your higher self, your best self, who you were created for, and present that to the world. And that's what you were really created for. That is your purpose, that is your goal, and hopefully just in that sentence can save you just a little bit of time. Also, what you've been doing to this moment all plays a role, just like with air traffic. I'll tell you, with air traffic, you know, you might have 40 planes on the scope at one time. You can't unplug. You got to stay in there, and you have to work it all out, and it becomes stressful. But I can say, with holistic living, I'm not unplugging. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going, because every soul out here matters to me, that we get in place and we fulfill the goals which we set for ourselves and the goals that the kingdom has set for us. Resources and responsibility. Resources. Identify resources. Seek and you shall find. Everything that you need in your current position is surrounding you. You just need to look for it and see it. The people are there, the resources are there, and responsibility. Take a responsibility for everything you do. I take responsibility for every action that I do, because it's key to not having so many people in your surrounding doing so many things, and then when something goes astray maybe, then we're blaming someone else. No, we're responsible for us. We're responsible for our actions. We're responsible for what we do each and every day that we wake up in the morning. So we can't leave that to somebody else. You have to take the responsibility and lead your way. You have to lead the way in what God is calling you to do. People are your most valuable resources. I surround myself with smart people because I know that I can't do everything. So I surround myself with people who accent what I'm doing, and they bring their best gift forward too. So we have this connected uniqueness that is going on, because they're in their uniqueness, I'm in my uniqueness, and we're all helping each other to get where we're supposed to go. The P in purpose is partnerships. You want to pick right partnerships, not friends. And I will tell you, I had to learn that for many years, because everybody around me was, you know, I can help you do this, I can do that. You know, and that's really, really good. It's really good, but I found my place with them. Every friend that I have, every business person that I have, we have a unique place together. So, like, I might have one friend that loves to hike. That's our thing. I might have another one that really likes the metaphysical side, or the spiritual side, or whatever that is, and that's our common goal. It becomes a problem when we try to make one person our all in all. So your friends and their purpose for being in your life, Understand what that is so that you can get the fullness of those relationships, because relationships are so important to where you want to go. I build relationships, community relationships. Wherever I go, it's about building, because my spiritual father, who transitioned last year, he never met a stranger. And that's how I feel too. I never meet a stranger. I want to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, if I can help you in any way, because we're not strangers. People who have spoke this morning talked about the connectiveness. We are connected. And even if this is our common thing, we are connected in this room. I remember walking across this stage over 10 years ago. And again, it feels really, really, really good to be standing here giving back what I've experienced over these years. And then we have O in purpose. Operate in excellence. How are you serving your services, your products, your gifts? How are you showing up? Are you showing up refreshed, prepared? Are you showing up the expert? Are you timely? Are you groomed? These are all things that are going to make a difference in what you're presenting to the world. Are you honest and trustworthy? Are you operating in integrity? Because everybody's not with you, but I will definitely say the kingdom is always watching. And that song that was just presented before us, you know, it just spoke to my soul. And I had to say that God put that just before my speaking, because that is my connection. I have an angelic connection that I work through the angelic realm with my gifts and talent. And so I just feel like they just put that there just so I could feel comfortable, so I can be in my space, so I could deliver the message the way I needed to. So the gentleman who just sang that song, thank you. Gratefulness, it's not on my presentation, but gratefulness is a must too. You must be grateful for everything in your life, whether it's the things that we don't really want in our lives, but it's molding you, it's shaping you, it's sharpening you. Welcome those things and gratitude with it. You will get through it. Do you deliver what you say you will? Are you dependable and accountable? Do you put a wholeness, a wholesome soul, the mind, the will, and emotions into everything, every contact, every job, every opportunity, and every challenge? Because the sick can't heal the sick. It makes a difference that you show up whole. And that's why my whole purpose and what I do is about holistic living. And it encompasses your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, your physical, your social, your environmental, your financial. Because if any one of those are out of line, it can put you under the rock, right? So we have to be whole in all of those areas. The S, never stop learning. I never stop. Many degrees and many different things, because I believe it's necessary if we keep going. Things are always changing. Nothing ever stays the same. So you can't stay the same either. You have to welcome change. You have to embrace change. You have to fulfill your purpose. And the only way you're going to fulfill a purpose is through change. You're here to change other people's lives, but you got to be willing to change yourself. It's so important. You have to know thyself. You know, I remember... talking on a mic is different when you stand before an audience and speak. And typically your empowerment is in your weakness. So even though I was the air traffic controller for those 20 years, I spoke on a mic, not before people. So when God called me out to speak before people, I was like a little mouse in a corner. But here's what I did. One year I committed that whatever you bring to me, Father, I'm going to do. That year he brought me conferences, he brought me radio, he brought me television. He will bring it to you if you just commit and decide that you're going to make the change. Self-discovery is important. Self-healing. I heard some speakers speak about that. Self-love. You got to love who you are. You were created in excellence. You have such to offer the world. And I'm really talking to you because your uniqueness, your open-mindedness to at least explore what we're talking about here, because a lot of people even saying metaphysical, oh, That's taboo, metaphysical, which simply means non-physical, and that most of the things we talk about is non-physical. The emotions is non-physical, the mental is non-physical, the spiritual is non-physical, so we have to embrace that as well. All things are connected. Mental manifested physical. That you are living your life, you are living the thoughts of your life prior today. Make sense? You are, so in this moment, we are creating, which is a beautiful moment because in each moment, we have an opportunity to create in. And when you're not in your best self, be careful what you're creating for your future. You don't want to create anything that you don't want because it delays where you want to go. And all the Father does is ever give you opportunities. Opportunities. And every day you're presented with different opportunities. E is the evaluation. Constantly evaluate yourself, your family, and your work. Every day when I go home, I am evaluating. I spend the time and just thinking that day, you know, because people come into our lives and they say a few things, but you have to be able to read between some of the lines, especially as a holistic doctor. You have to see why they really came to see you. Evaluating to hear what was said between the lines. Evaluating what you could have done better. I always think, what could I have done better? How could I have done that better? How could I have said it in a way that was more loving, more caring, more receptive? Because we have a responsibility as leaders that we don't push people away. Because in our field, it's not received all over the world. So we have a responsibility of meeting people where they are. And as you keep evaluating yourself, you will definitely meet people where they are. So, in pursuit of purpose, I hope that I was able to give you just a little bit of taste of what it means to walk in purpose, because each and every one of you sitting here has a divine purpose. And I know that you're on the road and you're meeting the people. Just embrace the changes and keep doing what you're doing. And I thank you again for the time that I'm here. I didn't want to go over, and I haven't. So can I take a couple of questions then, since I haven't gone over? I'm going to take a couple of questions if you have a couple of questions for me. I covered it. Okay, well, good. You guys are the leaders. We're in a different world now. People are waking up. People are waking up. And they need guidance. They're looking and they don't know which way to turn. That's why you're sitting in this school today, because you are the ones that they're going to turn to tomorrow. And you have to be prepared, because just like I said, the sick don't heal the sick. We have to be whole and holy, because there's two different things happening here. There's a carnal mind, the dark kingdom, and there's a kingdom, light mind. And you have to see every day which one of those minds that you operate in. Every action that you take during the day, evaluate yourself. Don't look at anybody else. Look at yourself, because it is you who is going to make the difference in the world. And people are going to come to you all over the world. They're going to gravitate to you. So be the best self that you can be. Be your higher self. And I just want to say again, thank you for allowing me to speak today. And I just wish you much success in anything that you do. I have books on my calm book in the bookstore over here. Tomorrow at 2:20, I will be speaking on In Pursuit of Calm. Because we can't be stressed out when we're there. And I tell you, I got a full hand of what it means to be stressed as an air traffic controller. So I don't live there anymore. That was one end of the spectrum, but I live on the total opposite end of the spectrum now. And so I just hope that you guys just go forth and bless the world. Thank you so much.